In the last episode, I talked about the characters on Captain N and their voice actors. Now I'm going to talk about a few episodes, not all at once. However, these episodes are based on actual games. Most of them, or some of them, I don't know. It's been a while watching this show. So without any further, let's jump to the first episode. On second thought, maybe not. I don't feel like talking about the first episode because everyone has heard this a million times. Let's just jump to the second episode instead. How's Bayou? Where Mother Brain discovers Captain N's weakness, Bayou Land. This episode features Dr. Wily for the first time. He builds a RoboCat that is tuned to Mother Brain's brainwaves. The RoboCat goes into the Palace of Power. Duke chases it and goes to Bayou Land. Captain N goes there to find Duke. He then meets Bayou Billy from The Adventures of Bayou Billy and learns him all about the Bayou. I also notice a scene where the background is beige when Captain N sees an alligator coming towards him. I guess they forgot to add some background. Not to mention the animation in this episode is incomplete. The most dangerous game master. Dr. Wily creates the ultimate game master, and all he needs to bring his creation to life is to record Captain N's worst fear on a tape player.
Put his memory of the past down on this tape.
King Hippo and Eggplant Wizard disguise themselves as TV repairman and use Dr. Wily's device to record Captain N's darkest memory. After that, Dr. Wily then brings his creation to life a la Frankenstein.
It's alive!
I also love the part with King Hippo and Eggplant Wizard laughing along with Dr. Wily. That was funny. And he calls Mother Brain a party pooper.
Party pooper.
The N team get an emergency call from Mike Vincent, who happens to be Kevin's worst enemy back on Earth. And turns out Mike is an android duplicate.
A what? That's right, dude. 1,000 megabytes of memory, and all of it programmed to get you.
This is the first time this episode featured Castlevania, including Dracula as well. Video Olympics. Mother Brain discovers a startling secret and wants the power to rule Videoland and destroy Captain N and Princess Lana. She asks Metroid Mirror how to destroy them. The mirror tells her hidden within Mount Icarus are the 3 sacred treasures containing the power she seeks. Mother Brain then decided to challenge the N team to Video Olympics on Mount Icarus Coliseum against her villains, and that if the villains lose, peace will be finally brought to Videoland. But it turns out to be a trick just to get the 3 sacred treasures, and Mother Brain banishes the N team to the deadly warp zone to oblivion! This is also the only episode to feature the world of Punch-Out. I also love the scene with King Hippo and Eggplant Wizard fighting in the ring.
You asked for it, I'll squash you. And I'll beat you.
And also the Flying Hippo Eggplant Jam Slam.
Jam slam!
Oh, not the flying hippo eggplant jam slam.
Mega Trouble for Megaland. This episode was left off from Video Olympics, where Mother Brain challenges the N team to Video Olympics on Mount Icarus Coliseum, only it was just a trick to get the 3 sacred treasures. The N team must find one of the warp zones they came out of back to Mount Icarus, otherwise one of them will take them to 100 deadly fates. So they finally arrived on Mount Icarus, only the place is deserted. Which means one of the warp zones they came out of must have been a time warp. Those orange dinosaur-looking creatures wearing green jackets holding spears, they're supposed to be Kraid. No, I am not joking. The N team must not only stop King Hippo and Eggplant Wizard from taking over Mount Icarus, but also stop Dr. Wily from conquering Megaland and destroy the power of the 3 sacred treasures. But to do that, Simon and Kid Icarus will have to get the 3 power items at Medusa's lair, the Fire Arrow, the Sacred Bow, and the Protective Crystal, while Captain N and the rest head to Megaland to stop Wily, only to make it past the Bladers, Big Eye, and of course the Robot Masters I've already explained about in one of my reviews, especially...
Cutsman's the name, cutting's my game.
Yeah. Now, on to the Season 2 episodes. First off, Game Boy. In this episode, Princess Lana awaits for her rescued father, King Charles, who was banished in the mirror warp by Mother Brain to come home through a warp zone which only opens every 1,000 video years. But in his place was Game Boy, who is
A brain in a box.
He is programmed to play games. He starts going berserk and trashes the palace. Mother Brain kidnaps him, turning him into the deadly Game Brain. Game Boy was voiced by Frank Welker, who did voices on The Real Ghostbusters, Transformers, Inspector Gadget, and Jim Henson's Muppet Babies. By the way, that orange dragon you see in this episode, that's supposed to be Ridley, I think. Not to mention, this was the only episode to feature Burger Time, where Game Boy's a chef, Kevin's a wiener? Hey, Beavis, Kevin the wiener. Yeah, me. Yeah, you're the real wiener. Me. Simon Belmont as an egg. Seems that he's the only one with egg on his face, am I right, folks?
Oh, yuck. I've got egg on my face.
And Mega Man as a
Mega Pickle.
Quest for the Potion of Power. In this episode, we get to see Link and Zelda for the first time, and also one of the first episodes to be based on Zelda games. Link and Zelda needed Captain N's help because they heard of a rumors that someone is trying to bring Ganon back by using a magic potion to restore his power. Who else but none other than Mother Brain? This episode featured the Moblins, Horsehead, Iron Knuckle, and of course, Ganon. Not to mention the voices of Link, Zelda, and Ganon are the same from the Zelda animated series. The big game. Dr. Wily creates a power vacuum that harnesses the greatest source of power, competition energy generating from playing games, and if he collects enough energy, he will send Captain N to the Earthquake Warp Zone. The N team warp to California Games World for a vacation, when all of a sudden they bump into a bunch of enemies from Mega Man 2. Then a building appears at the beach, which is Northridge High, the school Kevin goes to, used by Wily's Warp Zone shifter. He then meets some friends he knows, and they challenge Wily and his team, who are, you guessed it, the Robot Masters from Mega Man 2, to a football game. The Trojan Dragon. Dragon Lord raises a golden egg to hatch the legendary Golden Dragon, but there's not enough heat. So Stoop decided to steal the Sunstone from the Palace of Power. The N-Team warped to Dragon's Den to get it back. To do that, Simon, Kid Icarus, and Mega Man warped to Hyrule to build a wooden dragon at Dragonwood Forest with the help of Link and Zelda. Kevin and Lana go to a shop to buy not only a fairy water, but also a map where they go to a cave to get a sword and a silver shield. The N-Team snuck into Dragon Lord's castle on the Trojan Dragon to get the Sunstone back and create a diversion. Only Simon, Kid Icarus, and Mega Man end up getting caught, and Dragon Lord places the cursed necklace around Simon's neck, which draws to the Golden Dragon when he hatches.
Only the magic of good can break the spell of the cursed necklace once it is worn.
This episode was the last appearance for Dragon Lord ever since he was first seen in Three Men and a Dragon in the first season. Invasion of the People Peddlers. The N-Team get a distress call from Julio, the paperboy, and save News World from a bunch of zombies who are actually hypnotized by Mother Brain's hypnotic ink connected to her brain using the Junga Junga sap Dr. Wily took from Congo Land. Anyone who reads it obeys her command.
Mother Brain is my master.
The hypnotic ink not only connects Mother Brain's brain to people's minds, but also connects her to any machine it touches. Controlling machines, eh? Reminds me of an episode from the 1994 Mega Man series where Dr. Wily takes control of everything that runs on electricity in the episode Electric Nightmare. I even remember an episode from Ninja Turtles where Shredder uses one of the fragments from the 4-part miniseries The Eye of Sarnath in the episode Mean Machines, where machines start attacking people and turtles as well. When Mother Brain rules. All I can say is that there's nothing special about that episode, just clips from seasons 1 and 2, and that's about it. Well, that pretty much sums up the episodes I've talked about. All I can say is that... Wait a minute. Am I missing something? Yeah, but I certainly do not want to talk about it. I mean, come on! Do I have to? Please! I beg of you, I am not going to review Season 3. I swear to God, I don't want to. But what choice do I have? Oh well, may as well get this over with. Tune in to the conclusion as I talk about... you know.